I am so ready for fall reads. Hey book besties, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're gonna be going over my August reading wrap up and my September hopefuls. I'm a little late on posting this, but yeah, life, it happens, right? Before we get into my August reading wrap up, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy reading thriller books, romance books, everything in between, stick around for more bookish content. So in August, I read 13 books. I had a pretty good month. I had books that were some of my favorite reads from this year. So first we'll start with the Kindle books I read. First up is He Falls First. This was an arc that I received from Handbrake PR. Honestly, I wasn't impressed with this. I ended up only giving it 2 stars. It just, I don't know. I couldn't connect the characters. The writing was a little cringy, not my vibe. Next, I read Bad Date. This was the Amazon short story pick for the Amazon First Reads last month, and it was not good. I really didn't enjoy it. It was less than 100 pages, and I'll be honest, not worth it. If you're thinking about reading this one, I would skip it. I read Cupid's Shot, which was the last book I had to read in the High Five novella series. And this was like the second book. I've read them out of order. It's fine. And I'll be honest, this one was my least favorite of the series so far. It was just okay. And I was kind of disappointed because I've really liked Aaron like throughout the whole series. So I was excited for his story, but it just didn't hit for me. And that's okay. Next, I read To All Those I've Before. This is J.L. Hyde's newest release. I love her. She's a great indie thriller author, and this one was so good. Super fast paced, super quick. I ate it up. I also listened to The Silent Woman. This was the first book I've ever read by Minka Kent, and it will not be my last. I really enjoyed her writing style. I ended up reading this one because my favorite narrator narrated this book, Christine Lakin. I love her narration. I've been trying to listen to more of her audiobooks because I just always enjoy them when she does them. On to physical books now. I continued with my Chestnut Springs journey and I read Powerless. Oh my God, I loved this book so much. I gave it 5 stars. It is my favorite in the series so far. Friends to Lovers is fast becoming one of my favorite romance tropes, and I could not get enough of Jasper and Sloane. I just loved them. Next, I read The Wrong Daughter, which is another arc that I got from Handbrake PR. This book released originally in the UK, but it had its US release last month. I didn't care for this one. It was, the story it was told there were 2 POVs and you see how they connected, but it just felt really disjointed as I was reading it. It felt like I was reading 2 different stories and I don't know. It felt repetitive. It felt like the story wasn't really moving that well. It just wasn't my favorite. Next is a book that I got from The Hive, which is Only Lovers in the Building. This one was cute. I gave it 3 stars. It's just one of those ones that's like not really gonna stick with me, but it also wasn't bad. Just nothing that I'll probably remember in a couple months to come. For one of my Sisterhood of the Traveling books, I read The Love of My Afterlife, and this was so good. I love a story with magical realism. This one had that. It had found family. I loved the FMC. I loved going with her on her journey. It was so good. I did a lot of tabs on this one. I ate it up. Next is a book that I have honestly been scared to read because, first of all, it's hyped up a lot on Book Talk, but it's also an absolute chunker. Binding 13. I did this as a buddy read with one of my friends, and we DNF'd it. I really wanted to like this. I really did. But let me tell you, I read 300 pages of this book and nothing happened. For 300 pages, I'm sorry. You lost me on that. I cannot do that. This was a book that's like 600 pages. I got halfway through and nothing was happening? I don't think so. So unfortunately, this series is not for me, but it might be for you. A lot of people like it. This just, no, not for me. Now these last 3 are my favorite reads from the month. They were so good. I always pick a favorite read from the month, and this month was really hard to choose because they were all so good. First is Atmosphere. This book deserves all the hype it gets. I was sobbing. I'm sobbing when I finished reading this book. I ended it and just sat there and cried for a couple minutes because it was so heart-wrenching. Oh my God. I loved it so much. If you've been thinking you're not sure about picking this one up, I highly recommend it. It does have a lot of space talk, especially like in the beginning, but honestly, it was written in a way that was super easy to consume. I thought it was super interesting. I couldn't get enough. I ended up, I listened to it, and I also did like an immersive read with it. And the narrator, I think it was Julie Whalen, something like that. She does a fantastic job. I love the audio narration. It was so good. My last two are book of the months. I actually read two of my book of the months last month, so that was fantastic. They're also two of my most anticipated releases from this year because they're two of my favorite authors. So first up is You Belong Here by Megan Miranda. One of my favorite things about her stories is the way she does atmospheric writing, and this was done so well. It takes place on a college campus in the fall when the main character's daughter is headed off to school, and the vibes were so there. I loved this book. This is my favorite Megan Miranda book now. It was so good. And last, this has taken the top spot as my favorite read from this month, Forget Me Not. I love Stacey Willingham's books. They always hit, and this one is now my favorite. I could not get enough. It's a Southern thriller, super well written, super atmospheric. Stacey Willingham she's such a great writer. If you've not read one of her books yet, I highly recommend it. This one was fantastic. Also, you might notice that you don't see many summer books on here. I did a really bad job with my summer reads. I just wasn't feeling it. I picked up a couple of summer books last month and just soft DNF'd them. I just wasn't feeling it. wasn't in the mood for it. So I don't know, there's always next year. I still have yet to read an Ellen Hildebrand book, but I don't know when that'll happen. Eventually, right? So overall, August was a pretty great month, and I'm hoping September can be just as great. So let's get into my September hopefuls. First up, I'm filming this like on the 7th, so we already had like a week of the month, and I have finished one book. I finished Salem's Fall. This is really hyped up on Book Talk right now. It's by an indie author, and it's like a thriller with some romance vibes to it. It was okay to me. I didn't really care for it. But anyway, so that was on my hopefuls. I've read it, so moving on. I have a lot of arcs that I'm going to be reading this month, which I'm so excited about. There's some really good ones. First up is Hopelessly T-Voted. This is like a magical realism romance story. It sounds super cute. I'm excited to dive into it. I also got an arc for Frida McFadden's upcoming release, The Intruder. I am in the middle of this one right now, and it is really good. I'm enjoying it so far. I got the arc for The Baby on My Doorstep, which is Miranda Smith's newest book. I love her writing so much. She's one of my favorite thriller authors, and I can't wait to dive into this. And taking it back to the High Five novella series, the final installment, Sharing Shadow's Secrets. I got the arc for this. I am so excited. This book sounds so good. It's a Halloween theme. I cannot wait. It's MMF. I've never read an MMF before, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm so excited. Now for physical books. I'm continuing with Chestnut Springs. I'm going to be reading Reckless. I'm excited for this story. I'm going to read Once Upon a Time in Dollywood. This is a book I'm going to buddy read with a friend. One of my friends actually came down to Tennessee, where I live, to visit a friend of hers, and we met up at Books A Million, and we both bought this book because I live right near Dollywood, so it felt very fitting. And this month we're going to read it. I cannot wait. Another buddy read I have is The September House. I wanted to read this one last year and I just didn't get to it, so I can't wait to read this one this September. Another buddy read I have, The Wife Before. This one has been on my TBR for so long, and I'm very excited to read it. I read one Shannara Williams book before that was so good. I just can't wait to read more for thriller books. My next book for my Sisterhood of the Traveling Book is one that is very outside my comfort zone. I'm nervous, but excited, you know. It's Powerless. I would normally never have picked something like this up, but it's a sisterhood book, so I'm gonna give it a shot. We'll see how I like it. Yeah, it's kind of big. I don't know, we'll see. I'm keeping an open mind. And last is a book that I'm currently reading right now. I'm doing it as a buddy read with a friend, and it's my local book club's pick for September, King of Ashes. Another book of the month, of course. I don't know how far that is, maybe 40% through. It's really interesting. I've never read an S.A. Cosby book before. I'm really enjoying his writing. This one is like really dark and gritty. It's so well written. I actually tabbed like a really poetic line in there. I'll read it to you, why not? It says, ancestry stretched marionette strings down through a generation of couplings, of sighs, of long winter days and champagne Saturday nights to make them move with unpracticed synchronicity. I had to read that line like 3 times, be like, what? So beautiful. But anyway, I'm really enjoying this so far. I'm not really sure where it's gonna go, so I'm excited to keep going with this. I'm hoping to finish this soon because I've been reading it very slowly. So that is what I've been reading, what I'm planning to read. I'm very excited for fall. I have so many books on my fall TBR. Obviously, these are ones I'm hopefully definitely going to be reading, but there are a lot more books that I want to get to as well. I'm going to be doing some mood reading, which I really try to do, but I do have a lot going on this month. So we'll see where I get to it. Either way, I'm so excited, really looking forward to seeing what books I end up getting through this month. In the comments, let me know what book you're excited to read in September. Thanks for watching, besties. I'll see you next time.